It's Monday night. It's weekday 15 or whatever it is. And as Geno says, why can't anyone? I can't quite see him.
What? Sorry, I did not mean to just take.
Why can't anyone lose correctly? Where do we start with the craziness of this week's football? I'm guessing with the target all over your face. I'm guessing we're going to start as Matty kindly and nicely claimed it as the El Sacico. Loving the name. That was it.
Look, mate, it's very.
That's been like all over the place.
Yeah, I was going to say. I wish I could say I claimed that, but I didn't. But yeah, I mean, fresh in the memory. Geno, I feel like you've got some thoughts on what's just happened in London.
I mean, why can't anyone lose correctly? Why can't
an angrier carrier bag?
I just don't understand, man.
You feel the anger.
I couldn't, guys. I couldn't find a like a beer bag. They put the beer in, and I couldn't find one of those.
I've seen some Jets fans.
Right, exactly. I couldn't find one of those, so I found one better. I went to Target yesterday, and boom, this is what happened. No, I mean what is there to say? There's nothing.
You gotta win. You gotta win.
We gotta win, but it was a crappy win. Like I get we won. It's great. I love it. I love we won, but like
really,
to what cost? To what cost though? I just don't understand. I don't want him here anymore. Listen. You know the reason why we won tonight is because of Antonio. That the whole thing with the Antonio car crash. It was just like an extra jolt. That's what I feel like.
Just the vibes carried you over the line.
It's too hot in there. It's too hot in there. Oh my god!
I was wondering when you were going to come out because please, if there are any children watching, please don't try and put plastic bags over your head.
Yeah, just know that these actions have been performed by professionals. Please do not try and do this at home.
Viewer discretion is advised. Do not try this at home. Under the age of 12 years old and under.
There you go. Well, I think we're covered. We saved ourselves there, but
we've done the necessary stuff.
Yeah. Were you watching that through like gritted teeth and through your fingers, or were you kind of just like, what's going to happen?
Whatever I could.
Yeah.
Whatever I could. To be fair, it was cool to see some of the buildups. Cool to see Jared Bowen do what he does. Sochak, kudos to the buildup. But other than that, it was crappy game overall. Referees were crappy. Everything was crappy.
Yeah. Do you think that was the pressure because of how much it's been hyped and the pressure of both managers and both teams under?
Oh, for sure.
And it doesn't sound like you're happy that the 3 points gets you a week's reprieve or gets the manager a week's reprieve. Were you almost in a weird way wishing you didn't win? Which is a weird thing to say, but
listen, I think you celebrate a win, right? You celebrate a win with your target on your back with a grocery bag. Why can't anyone lose correctly? With all of that, take all that out of text. Like it is a win, but at the same time, I don't think anybody wanted another week of their managers. I think every fan base for both teams was like, lose. Oh, you lose. Oh, no, you lose. No, you lose. It was one of those.
Can we both lose almost, right?
It was one of those. In my personal.
Do you think that's a Neil Dunn? Or is he still? Do you think that's Gary O'Neill done at Wolves?
Oh yeah. Yes. He lost the locker room. Lamina is going crazy before and after the game, in the middle of the game, especially with Jared Bowen. Like he lost all control. I think he's done, in my opinion. Wolves fans are done in general. They're just done.
Wolves fans are just done. Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about Wolves obviously a couple of times. They are unlucky. They do seem to be on the wrong end of these odd score lines, 2-1, 3-2s, and whatever else. They just can't seem to hold out and get the points that maybe their play deserves. And, there is a little bit of controversy flying around about whether or not, they deserved a penalty to get equaliser. There was a, stood on a foot, etc., etc. But it seems a lot of those decisions have gone against Wolves this season. to put them in the position they're in. And you kind of feel sorry for the manager, but you kind of also go, hey, it's a results business. They're in a dire situation. Somebody somewhere is going to go, I can save you. Give me a job. There's plenty of managers out there, and I'm assuming the Wolves ownership are probably already on the phone to them.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a tough one because, like you said, I do feel like Wolves seem to have just been in so many like heartbreaking situations where decisions have gone against them, and it feels like it happens to them more than a lot of other clubs. I'm well aware that everyone has been on the receiving end of like honking VAR calls and bad refereeing and stuff, but Wolves do seem to be always, like every single game there is something. But I suppose then you can always look at it on the other side of, as bad as that is, you know, you shouldn't just be relying on those one moments every game, right? Like as big as that moment is, you've got another 89.5 minutes of football.
I just realized I think I spelled lose correctly.
I think if anything, that just brought it together. I think that was perfect.
Made it perfect. It's a shame there was an Eon in it because I thought you were talking about toilets, but that would have been even better.
Oh my god!
Why can't anyone lose correctly? I don't understand.
Lovely.
I think oh my god, that's funny.
We'll go with it. So that's Monday, and that's the end of Gary O'Neill, and that's the Lopetegui redemption for a few days. Geez, where do we start with the mayhem of this weekend?
These games were insane. Honestly,
yeah.
It was a weekend and a half.
We'll get to you in a moment. I'm sure you've got some things to say when we dive into the weekend's results. Obviously, from a Liverpool perspective, a beautiful weekend. Didn't play because of a postponement.
Quite nicely for you guys.
Everything's kind of rolled in nicely to, you know, Arsenal not managing to get a win, City not managing to get a win. The mayhem that happened in North London yesterday, and I'm sure Matty will get into that as well. But where do we start? Normally we start at the early kickoff, but hey, Storm Dara put paid to that controversy. Loads of people are out there going, it's all a conspiracy. They'll reschedule that game. They'll reschedule the Merseyside derby later in the season where Liverpool can win at Everton as the last Merseyside derby at Everton. I'd be like, oh, come on, get your heads out of your backside. But how funny would that be if it did get rescheduled for that? Then I would love it. I mean, it would be a fitting end to Goodison Park as a host for the Merseyside derby, but it's clutching a little bit at straws right now, I think.
It's about your game, but also, the
rescheduled one. Yeah,
from a Liverpool fan perspective, that's kind of the dream, isn't it? That come on, it doesn't get
sucks.
Much better,
to be fair,
as an Everton fan, it would suck, but as a Liverpool fan, it would be beautiful if we could reschedule that to later in the season, when all we need is a draw, or 1 point would win us the league, and we go to Everton and win it in Everton in the last game, the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, and before they tear that stadium down. I can't imagine many Liverpool fans would disagree with that with being a fitting and perfect way of doing it.
Yeah, I'm struggling to disagree. I mean, just quickly on Everton, because I know obviously this game didn't happen, so there's not really too much to talk about. Have we all seen the videos of their new stadium that's been built and has flooded already? I mean, I know obviously we're having some interesting weather over here, but that's not a good start.
Same here.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's not a good sign, is it, when your stadium's not even ready yet it's already flooding and lots of water pouring up and down the stadium and through the staircases. It doesn't look great. I mean, yes, the weather was hideous over the weekend,
right?
But they built a stadium on a riverside. You kind of think there's going to be some water around. Surely you don't want it flowing.
Surely they would have planned for this? Question mark.
Question mark. It is Everton after all. Question mark. Question mark.
Oh God.
Yeah. So not an ideal start to Everton's new stadium. But I guess we'll just see
how it happens. It looks like it'll be a lovely stadium for the Championship. Let's put it that way.
Oh my goodness.
Starting early.
Stick the
Why not? Although Peaches does have a point there.
Oh God.
I think the Peaches point there was I do believe that maybe Everton did sneak a win at home last season.
Did they? I thought they did.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they did. Last season, I think they won at home.
That's where I'm at. Where Peaches is at. That's where I'm at.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Potentially hot take.
Here we go.
Here we go.
There we go. How long have we? We've been off there for 2 weeks. Matty's back for 10 minutes.
I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for you, man.
No.
10 minutes in, Matty's first hot take of the night. Where we go?
I think the stadium does look nice, but I just think it looks a bit boring. I really like the older. Nothing good comes from potentially hot takes. Everything.
Thank you, my man.
I really like older stadiums with a bit of character. Like I really love Stamford Bridge, and I feel like I've gone to other stadiums and I'm like, to be fair, this makes Stamford Bridge look awful, but I kind of love it. Like I kind of love it when it's got a bit more like character rather than just being another.
Craven Cottage is an amazing characterful stadium. You come around the corner, it's a tiny little thing. It's right there, but yeah, it's a nice stadium.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, I mean, that is true. When you get that,
I'm sure it's incredible, and I really want to go to see it. And like that's
an
why I
NFL game.
I want to go watch an NFL game, so I don't have to watch Tottenham play at the Tottenham Stadium. But at the same time, yes, it does. I'm sure it's incredible, but it is just a bowl. It looks very cool, but also kind of like very generic.
Off a template, right? It's just off a template, isn't it? It's like we'll make a nice stadium. It'll be nice and tall. It'll be bowl shaped. We'll have sort of glass around the outside. It'll look like the Etihad. It'll look like every other sort of new stadium that's built in the same sort of format. Whereas some of those throwback stadiums, Goodison Park, the old West Ham grounds.
Oh yeah, big
Stamford Bridge still, with all those, Luton Kenilworth Road is a prime example. It's like literally built. Those kind of things where you turn a corner and suddenly the stadium is there is beautiful. But yeah, those new stadiums have their place, and we'll see how Everton's one does eventually turn out when they get to play in it. But it was just quite amusing.
Yeah, it is a bit silly, but I mean, speaking of silly, this whole slate of weekend games was pretty silly. I mean,
this was just silly weekend, right? People obviously have started the Christmas drinks early this weekend for the football teams.
The script writers have been working.
The script writers have been on the egg.
I don't like it,
right?
I don't like it.
So where do we start? We start with the early game. It's going to start Villa Southampton, which should have been an absolute pasting for Southampton. Turns out. Should have been. Should have been. And they just about eke through 1-0. They still get the win.
But Southampton were the better side, and the stat sheet were better too. I was just about to say that. Thank you, Peaches. It was boring.
Yeah.
It was boring. It was flat. It was boring. The starting lineups were boring. It was just boring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I feel if you as Peaches says here, she actually managed to watch that one rather than some of the other results. Ooh. Yeah, you missed out a trick there because that one was
like Villa have been in a very weird spot this year, and I get it's maybe because they
have been boring.
Yeah, and I get it's maybe because they've potentially overachieved last year, and maybe they're saving themselves for those midweek games, right? Like they've played Bayern Munich, they've played some massive teams this year, and to be fair, by all accounts, they're doing pretty well in the Champions League. So, it's fair to say they're probably making like a concerted effort there. I know the squad isn't the biggest as well. Like the numbers are kind of generally a bit thin, like especially if they're trying to actually make something in the Champions League. So I suppose they're going to have performances like this. But yeah, I think on paper, you'd look at this and think that's Southampton getting an absolute beating. And I think Southampton are unlucky. Like I think they
gone.
Yeah, they are absolutely, but
they go.
I think they're trying. I don't think there's. It feels very much like Burnley under Vince and company last season. Like they trying, but that ain't
trying. They keep playing nice football, but they are always at the wrong end of these sort of results. Yeah. Saints relegating themselves absolutely because they're playing
exactly. Kurt, you're right.
They're playing championship. They're playing championship football in the Premier League, and as you say, Matty, Burnley found out the hard way that that's just a recipe for disaster.
Oh, for sure. It seems like everyone that goes into, I could say this even as a West Ham fan, we couldn't even handle it, and we were there longer than we should have. And in the Conference League, when we won, we haven't been back there since. We did go to the semifinal, quarterfinals in Europe, but it was it is kind of like one of those moments where you enjoy it because it's not going to last unless you build a good squad and manager, and we haven't even come up with that. And Villa, you would think they would, because they extended Emery, they got a full package, but it hasn't shown on the pitch, and that's what they're struggling with right now.
They remind me of Newcastle of a couple of seasons ago.
I would agree with that.
Overextended that one season when Newcastle suddenly got Champions League football like 3 years ahead of schedule, then suddenly realised it was like, we're playing twice as many games, our squad is thin, it's hard work doing this in, week out, twice a week. And I think that's what Villa are finding, that they're just not able to put out the best squad every week, and therefore you get games like this where they've got enough to beat Southampton,
right?
But it's like, it's the last game on Match of the Day highlights type thing. It's just pity. A dull one. Yeah, it's pity. It's horrible. Not dull. Brentford.
Oh, what, dude! I was going nuts. This made me want to be a Brentford fan. I'm gonna be straight. Right? Just the end of the game speeches alone. Like they had themselves a day coming from your game to this. Ooh, Newcastle fans are not happy.
Not happy now. I'm not happy. I mean,
I don't know what kind of Looney Tunes are going on. I don't know what Looney Tunes are going over there, but oof.
Yeah, and that's basically the soundtrack of every match at the G-Tech Stadium. It's just Looney Tunes, Betty Hill's, just craziness every single time. It's just like they don't lose at the G-Tech, they don't lose at home, but there's always goals. Always. I think there was somebody on one of the commentary, the sports ones. I think it was the Soccer Saturday or something. Right. It was like, there's always goals here. There's like an average of 5 goals at this stadium every match that they've played here. It's like, just turn up and watch goals. This was what happens at Brentford. It is just mental. And this was another one, 4-2 against, a Newcastle squad who are, tipped for high end of the league. This is a great result for Brentford, but what a crazy game.
I agree.
Yeah,
Matty, what do you think?
Was pretty nuts. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm really struggling to read Newcastle this season. I feel like they have sort of really good performances and then just kind of really go off the boil. But I mean, to be fair, looking back now, I mean, they haven't won in a minute in the league. I mean, obviously they lost to Brentford. They obviously drew with Liverpool last week, that's a fair crack. That's
mental game. Mental game. That
was mental game.
But then they drew with Palace. Then before that, they lost to West Ham. So I mean, they're not doing well against the old Let the Mayhem Begin crew. But yeah, I feel like Newcastle are a tad disappointing. But I mean, it's fair crack, Brighton. I've always liked Thomas Frank, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. Like fair
top
crack.
10 now. Top 10 for Brentford. And without Tony and without the big names and all that sort of stuff, everyone thought, well, Ivan Tony's gone. And
but they I mean, they don't really spend big, but that crew has kind of been with them for a long time. I mean, the development and their 2 top scorers are in the top 10, top 12 right now. They're gonna get some big money, I think, next year. I think it's the coaching and development with this team. That's the way I look. I look at it. I love their coach. I would go to war for that coach, man.
Oh, yeah, you'd run through a wall. He's one of those Dan Campbell-esque, if you like, from the Lions. You'd run through a wall for Thomas Frank. He kind of seems like he's got the players' backs. He's there for them, and he's coaching them really well. And they are punching well above their weight.
For sure.
And as Peaches says there, she hates Brentford, loves Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
DJ, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Mr. Tom is in here in the building.
There you go.
This is good too. What he said.
Yeah,
very knowledgeable football fan. From
there you go.
Good friend of mine.
It's true though, because I feel like when Brentford were kind of firing on all cylinders with Ivan Toney, it looked very much like, oh, this team functions really well, but would they be able to do it without him? And again, I
always believe they did. To be fair,
and I think Tom is right. I feel like this Brentford team is much more than
they're complete. I feel like they're a little
some
more
of their
complete.
parts. But there's like other people are stepping up, right? Is like Brian Mbeumo. I think he always looked good when Tony was in the team. The fact that he's now just stepped up and taken that mantle now that Tony is gone, I feel like he's doing such an impressive job. I mean, like a lot of this Brentford squad is doing, but I just think, like we've said before, fair play to Thomas Frank. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. Like, I know last season they kind of had their struggles and it didn't maybe go quite as well as they'd hoped, but this season they're looking so much more solid. Like they're kind of back to it now and looking a lot more.
Yeah, it petered out last season, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think I was kind of worried that was maybe going to be oh no, here they go. They've had their hot streak in the league, and then they're just going to kind of fade out.
They've had their 15 minutes type thing, exactly. Yeah. But it seems like he's got it all back. And that Sharda looks like a great signing for now. He's back off the injury.
Right, exactly. But man, what about that Palace and City game though?
Sure. What?
Dude, what the heck? I don't even. I mean, okay, if you want to.
Okay, let's start. Let's give the positives. Man City have stopped the rot and managed to get a point because they have been on a losing streak. But it's only against Palace. Bruh, they can't even beat Palace.
Bruh, they
had to come back from behind.
And they were so much better.
Yes.
City, the stat sheet, so much better. But also, in the beginning, they were crap.
They were just
absolute crap. First 45 minutes, I don't even know if City wasn't even non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
City are in such an interesting...
He's right, yeah.
But City are in such an interesting position. I feel like I thought when Roger went down, I thought that was going to be a big deal. But now it looks like it's so much bigger of a deal than just Rodri. Like the defense isn't right. The midfield isn't right. Like even Haaland isn't really scoring. Like
he's not himself.
Nothing is right. Like
nothing seems right there at that.
And everybody doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like Grealish is.
And also, who he's playing is odd, right?
Yeah,
He's not playing Grealish. Right. He's not playing Doku. He doesn't seem to be playing the best 11.
I like Rico Lewis, but it doesn't seem like
he's a bit sideshow Bob, though, isn't he? Let's be honest. He kind of runs around and just doesn't do a lot. He just runs around a lot.
Well, I mean, listen, I am echoing what Peaches is saying. They're old.
Yeah,
it's an old squad. You got to mix it with young and old. You can't be just full old. I mean, their starting lineup is half guys in 32 up,
30, 31, 32. Yeah, in the last playing out the last couple of years. Yeah,
I mean, they made a couple good signings in the summertime, and now.
But he's not even playing those good signings. Yeah, where is Doku? Where's Savinho? Where are those signings?
I know there were some injuries. I understand that, but everyone's figuring them out right now, and
that's what it seems to be. Yeah,
they got.
They seem like
they're not going to change it, but I think they got to change it.
Yeah, I feel like they've maybe played it a bit too cute as well, right? Like I think City have always been that team where they've kind of been like, "Oh yeah, do you know what? We're okay with letting people go because we know we'll be fine." But there's only so far you can do that. So like at this point in time, obviously Haaland is still top scorer in the league or joint top with Mo Salah, but at the moment he's in a bit of a dip, right? But then you look at everything they did in the summer. Julian Alvarez gone. He's at Atletico Madrid. Even someone like, I don't know, like Liam Delap, he probably wouldn't have got much game time, but could have been an option to jump in. He's killing it at Ipswich. Like he's doing bits, he's still in the league, but he is gone. He is no longer that option. And yes, the club will be fine without those players, but you need depth at some point. Can't just be nobody.
It's crazy how you got Salah and Haaland tied for first. And then having two Brentford guys tied for fifth, a Nottingham Forest guy at 4, and then there's Cole Palmer at 3. Yeah. That's when you know this is a crazy, crazy league right now.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's mad.
Everything is messed up.
Everything is crazy. Things are not as it should be.
No one's afraid of them right now.
Yeah,
they're going to play their best football.
Worked out.
They're going to play their best football. They can't just walk all over anymore, and they can't slack. And they can't slack, but they are.
They're not getting any free wins. And previously that team kind of could play badly and somehow still win. But this is now they're in a fight and they're not. And it seems like they're a little soft.
I think,
I
agree.
They've been smacked in the mouth and they've not recovered very well from it, and they're almost like, oh, we're Manchester City. You're not allowed to do that to us. And it's like, maybe there's some underlying sort of factors there, and then still have the the 115 charges out there. Oh wow!
Oh
wow!
I see it. Wow. I see it. Wow. That's hilarious.
That's funny. I don't see it.
Man, I was just about to stand up and clap for Nottingham, and now
what's the result for Forest? I mean,
wow! I was just about to clap for you guys, and now all of a sudden.
No, suddenly Peaches is just throwing that. Not that Chris Wood to West Ham as a downgrade. That's
wow.
But I mean, let's talk about Old Trafford. 74,000 people in there to see the Amarin revolution take stance and fire, and in come Forest and burst the bubble. And
I mean, the stat sheet was all Manchester United, but the playing style, the aggressiveness on the wingers, especially when you have Chris Wood up there with Gibbs White creating just everything, really. Yeah. I think Chris Wood's just on a hot streak right now, and you can't stop him now.
Can't stop everything he touches right now is going in.
It's turning to gold.
Yeah.
So right now, I mean, hats off the Forest. I would love Chris Wood at West Ham. But I don't want him right now. I don't want him right now. I want to figure out my forward position first. But no,
I mean, what a season! What a season for
United. Still got to figure it out, though. They got to figure it out. They invested so much into this Portuguese guy. So
it's. I mean, as we said, when Amarin came in, you got to give him time. He's not winning anything. He's not doing anything. But my God, that they need a new goalkeeper because Onana was. Oh, he reminded me of David James at Liverpool.
Oh, teardrops.
Right, and David James at Liverpool had the best nickname for a goalkeeper, which was Calamity James, and that's how bad he was, and that's how bad Onana was. Because Morgan Gibbs White's shot, yes, it had a little bit of swerve on it and it had a little bit of movement, but it was straight at him, and he just whiffed. I mean. And then I think for
that's never a stat you want to see. Like Nottingham Forest, shots on target 3, goals 3. That's a tough sitch. Some mild sarcasm here from
sarcasm. No, please play him every week. Play him every week. Play him every week. Yeah,
I get it though. I get it, especially the way everyone's downfalling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, like we always said, this United job is much bigger than just one person. I don't think it would have mattered if it was Ten Hag or Amarim or
agreed.
It wouldn't matter who was in charge. I feel like Forest are in a really good moment right now, and Manchester United are most certainly not. So probably not predictable, because nothing is predictable in the league this year. It's kind of a bit mad.
I mean, even their club legends are even pissed. They're very vocal about it. Everyone's vocal about it right now. The front office needs to change. The higher ups, the owners, and Gary Neville has been very active about it. Whether you love him or not, he's a club legend, and gotta listen to him, especially with the way they handled Ruud Nistelrooy. And now he's
look at what Ruud's doing. Yeah, I mean,
he's doing.
We'll
pretty
get to
good.
Ruud. I mean, as you say, they're sacking everybody, pulling everybody apart. I mean, it's dire. It's dire. It's dire in Manchester right now, and it's such a shame. Such a shame to see.
Such a shame.
I'm good.
Such a shame.
No,
I'm good. Let the devils be the devils. It's fine. I'm good.
Thoughts and prayers. Such a shame.
Thoughts and prayers to the people of Manchester. Sorry. I would say the people of Manchester, but I mean the people of the home counties.
People of Greater London.
People of Greater London in the home counties.
Yeah.
Dude,
the
next game?
Where do Where do we go?
Fulham and Arsenal. Holy crap!
Matty,
I need your take on this because I'm struggling with this one because
to be fair, I only saw kind of the last like 10-15 minutes, which meant I was just about in time to watch Arsenal's.
Arsenal should have won.
Arsenal should have won. No, they shouldn't. It was clearly offside, G.
That was a schoolboy error. That was a schoolboy error. If you're on that side of the line,
that was the most.
Yeah, probably, but
no, I understand what you mean. I agree with you. But as far as the whole game,
yeah,
Arsenal had it, but then they let Fulham just back in.
I think Peaches has put that pretty perfectly. I'm not going to lie. Fulham are such a like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like Fulham are just they're going to give you a game. They're going to play you tough. Right. And I know I've gushed about Marco Silva quite publicly already on the pod many times this season.
Your man crush,
yeah. My football, yes, Josh Allen and Marco Silva. Those are my two guys.
They're great. I love them.
But I just feel like he's doing such a good job, and I feel like it, especially in English football, like his last couple of jobs have not done his reputation that good. Like Watford, I don't think any manager has ever succeeded at Watford ever. And then obviously the Everton job. I don't think any manager in recent memory has ever succeeded at Everton ever. So neither of those things have done him much good. And I feel like this job that he's done at Fulham is so good. And they're such a solid team. Yeah, DJ, obviously being an Arsenal fan, this is probably interesting to know your thoughts on this. But that's got to be frustrating. Got to be.
It's the old Arsenal, isn't it? That's what that is. That's one of those old Arsenals who should win a game, don't get a draw, and just don't quite fulfill it, just don't get the points that they should.
Yeah, whereas for the last couple of seasons, they've had that cutting edge, right? Like they've found that way to blast a couple of goals in. It just feels like this season they've lost
it's
that. It's
Saka or nothing, right? It's absolutely Saka or nothing with them.
And that can be one of the things that happens, right? When you come so close for a good couple of years. Like, you know, as a Liverpool fan, you know what it's like when you come that close for a good couple of years and then, you know, not that the team just loses hope, but you kind of must get to a point where you're like, God, well, like, what do we have to do?
What else can you do? What else can you do?
This is it for them. They're not going to be good in the future.
I'm not sure. Well, I wouldn't go quite that far.
I don't see it.
These are the guys.
There's got to be another coach coming in. I listen. I've been very vocal about this. Listen, they got a great project with the team. It's a solid team, but like, come on.
So even if, let's say,
hang on, wait, did he just call? Hang on.
My man has called for Arteta's build. So if Arsenal finish like top four,
this is like what I like to do is stir, even if I'm wrong.
If Arsenal finish top four and win like, and like if they win all of the bombs go. If they win a cup competition or something though, are you still asking for him to be sacked? Like
say that again.
So if say he finishes top four in the league, and they win like the FA Cup or something. Are you still asking for him to be sacked? Does he still need to go then?
No.
Okay.
You win a trophy, you get another year.
Okay. All right. But so basically you are saying like surely it's got to be the point now.
Hang on, wait. Any trophy? Does it have to any? Because if they win like the Carabao Cup, which is like I don't even know. Like,
what do you mean?
The most the lowest level of cup games. If they win that, does that get him an extra year?
I think so. I mean, FA Cup, right? I would love FA Cup.
No, not the FA Cup.
Oh,
the League Cup, Carabao Cup, or whatever it's called. The backup to the FA Cup. The League Cup.
Carabao Cup. Yeah. I mean, cups win a cup win, right?
Silverware.
It's silverware, right? No,
I don't think Arteta's in any way, shape, or form on the hot seat there at all.
No, I think he's.
I think that's a hot take, which is Matty level hot take of. You know,
I'm
ready for it because
you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. If Matty leads into it, then there you go.
Listen, Arsenal have a great history. I hate Stan Kroenke, but Arsenal have a great history. Hate their owner. I like the players, but I think overall Arteta, his coaching style has always been up and down. But the last 2 years, it's been a little bit more solid, but this year it's like like I said in the beginning of this, like earlier year, right? Like they need to win this year. This is their year to win. They have the squad
window. Yeah,
this is their window. Now, next year, what do you do next year?
How do you bounce back? There you go.
They need more depth.
Yeah, it's spot on.
DJ says it is. But is it, as you say, Matt, is it the hangover? And we talk about it in, the Super Bowl hangover in American football. You talk about you get so close and don't quite make it, and the teams the next year fall quite short, and they maybe the emotional hangover, as you say, Matty, of being so close. And you saw that with some Liverpool teams 2, 3, 4 years getting just so close. And year 5, it was like,
but I mean,
it fell away. So is that?
I feel like we're even seeing that with like City now, right? It's like you think of how
but they already extended him.
Yeah, I know. You think of how ridiculously successful this team has been, and
so you're saying are they close?
Now having
you're saying they're close? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
that they're still compatible.
I don't know if this year is on the cup, but then I feel like this year is so odd.
You think it's weird? You think it's a weird year?
I'm kind of thinking like at some point Liverpool have got to have a wobble. I don't think this can just stay like this. Every team has a wobble.
On that. I'm with you.
And as much as Chelsea is second,
we had a wobble against Forest already. We've already had our wobble.
That's just it. We're clean now. And Chelsea is second, but like we're playing well, but I'm still not totally ready to just be like we're back. So looking at
you can't say you're back if you just
It's a long season. I get that, Peaches.
Yeah, I wouldn't write anything up. I don't think it will happen, but I'm not just ready to be.
I just wouldn't be surprised, guys. That's just what I'm saying. I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for anything because
keeping your options open.
I've heard it both ways from Arsenal fans. Like that they're sick and tired of it, or they're like, we got a good thing going. It's a project. Win an FA Cup or Caribou Cup, then we'll talk again. Then it's extended again. But it's like with these long time coaches, where's the end button?
Yeah.
What will it take?
How long do they get?
Exactly.
We spoke about Mourinho on here before. He's not a long-term coach. He comes in, you get the bump, you get those 2 or 3 years of absolute fire, and then it is a car crash explosion on the way out.
Right. I will give Arsenal one thing though, like they have taken their time with it, but when you have a good squad now,
you've got to be winning.
They have invested so much into Arteta, so I get that you want to see it through, but there's got to be an end date coming in a year, maybe two. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's got a season. He's got a season or two.
This is just what I'm seeing.
Yeah, if he doesn't get over the hump and win something, I think you're right. And then questions start to get asked, but I don't think this season is that.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, I put a pin in that. We might come.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm kind of inclined to agree with that.
I won't say it anymore. I won't say it anymore. I don't
think it's just yet, but I feel like, say this season they just finish top 4 and don't win anything. If next season starts and they're still faltering, I feel like then you've got to be like, okay,
then some rumbles will start.
If next year they come out of the gates and they're back to just blowing teams away, then okay, fine, we're back on track.
All right,
had a bit of an off year, that's fine. But yeah, I feel like if next year they're still having these kind of results where it's like, it's.
Let's see how I feel in January, but fellas, no,
keep moving.
We'll find in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, it'll be fine. Ipswich, Bournemouth.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Let's go Ipswich, Bournemouth first. I mean, Ipswich looked like they were finally on course for a home win.
Oh,
and then just couldn't see it out. Could not see the game out. Let 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Much better too. It was crazy.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, Bournemouth are a better team. They've been around the Premier League for longer, so they should be. They're a hardy team.
They're sneaky. They're sneaky. Let's be honest.
You don't
know what they're going to do, but they're solid. They're solidly sneaky.
Yeah, but Bournemouth, you expect to win these type of games. So against promoted clubs, you expect them to win those, probably not win the other games against maybe the top 6, and just kind of be in and thereabouts. And this is probably one of those games where you thought Ipswich might do it, but their shortcomings came came to the fore. Couldn't see the game out.
I just think overall that this was just a battle. It was a battle. And that's what you want to see from Ipswich Town. In my personal opinion, Bournemouth should have won at least 3-1, but the way that they had to come back in the final minutes, it's kind of like it was a good win and they needed a win. But what is the next game gonna show? Because it is Ipswich Town right now, right? So the standings, the way they are, Ipswich is 18th and Bournemouth's 8th.
Yeah,
they're 8th, guys.
So that's a long way up, isn't it? Yeah,
that's teams are starting to show who they are now, right? The table.
I agree. They are. I agree.
I mean,
big game coming up next for Ipswich, but
I think Bournemouth are a good team, but in the grand scheme of things, they're a fairly small club, and obviously we've seen so far this season that Ipswich have beaten small clubs. We know that they got
Spurs.
I'm so gutted I didn't get around to clipping that in time. By the way, if people didn't watch that show pre-Ipswich Spurs, that is the best prediction I have ever made.
Ever made.
Which part again? Which part again?
I said Ipswich would win their first game of the season against Tottenham.
It would be typical of Spurs because Spurs just
because everyone was like they've turned the corner, they're serious. And I was like, no, they'll bloody lose to Ipswich, and they
bloody well did.
Anyway, sorry, I'll get out of my own supply for just a brief minute.
Tottenham always disappoint me.
I do still have faith in this Ipswich team. I feel like this is going to be one of those hills that I just absolutely die on, even when there's like
really.
Is that your Ed Sheeran fanboy coming out?
That's what I'm saying. Like for real,
you just want to see more Ed Sheeran.
Probably. No, just when I used to stream on Twitch, one of my good friends was an Ipswich fan. So I feel like now I'm like now they've I'm in
it's
it
a little
for the
bit of
long
investment.
You know what?
Yeah, I believe.
Matty, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't believe, but now I believe.
I didn't believe.
I am a believer. Wolves and Southampton are definitely bottom 3, and I think Crystal Palace is going to be there.
Oh.
Then I saw them
Ipswich is going to take that 17th spot.
Now I'm a believer.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Sorry, I had to do that.
I can't believe it, but I am a believer now. You have convinced me. You have convinced me.
I think it's Delap who's convinced everybody. I think he's Delap at Ipswich.
Yeah,
he's given. He has given them a lifeline.
He's going to be gone.
Oh yeah, City should be grabbing him back in January.
He will be gone, but I feel like if this season, if he keeps Ipswich up, he has repaid his transfer fee tenfold.
Right.
There's no way that I think anyone would look at Ipswich and think they should be staying up. If they manage to do this, Liam Delap was worth every penny they spent on him and a heck of a lot more for this organisation. Big time.
Couldn't agree more.
And then we got the madness. Then we got the madness of Leicester v Brighton.
God, every time I want to believe in Tottenham, and I love Tottenham. Yes, I freaking said it.
Wow. We haven't got to Tottenham yet. We're saving the London derby for last because we've still got Leicester Brighton. Jamie Vardy doing Jamie Vardy things, dragging Leicester back from the brink of defeat again.
Thank you, Leicester City. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Leicester. Thank you so much. I love you, Brighton, but I love Leicester. Thank you.
And, Rude, 2 games in, unbeaten.
Rude's at the wheel,
Giving the spark back brings a bit of a smile to Leicester.
I said this in the group chat. I'm a believer in Rude. I love Leicester City. I'm a believer.
It's too wild.
I think we got Geno in here going, I love Leicester City, and Peaches in there spitting feathers in the comments. Just like,
damn. It was a great.
It was a great back and forth.
It was. Brighton should have definitely, they dominated this game until the very end. But it was. Yep. I mean, kudos to the new blood. Kudos to Vardy. Vardy is who he is. He is him.
New blood and old blood together. You can never write them. And I suppose it shows that Rude has got them playing to the very last minute. They're still hanging in. They were dead buried at 2-0, but still fought, still going in. And to come out with the result, it's like as we said this week, just mental, mad things that shouldn't happen. Brighton should have closed their game out, not given Leicester the ball, get out of there with a 2-0 win. Thank you very much, job done. That's what should have happened. And, probably next week we'll revert back to type and normal service will be resumed. But this week, everything just went out the window. Any rule book, any normal things went out the window. And that can't be described any better than the last game on Sunday, which was just
madness.
Absolute Spurs being Spurs and Chelsea
so
just chaos.
Oh,
Matty,
say what you want about
you got to take this, right? Because
he better
say what you want about both teams, but I genuinely believe Tottenham Chelsea every year is one of the games of the season. It's always
it's box office.
It's always guaranteed to be the stupidest game of football you've ever watched. Like, I feel like so much is said about like Chelsea Arsenal, and obviously there's a rivalry there, and Arsenal Tottenham, obviously there's a rivalry there. I genuinely think Chelsea Tottenham, it just kicks off. Like, you can tell both teams just hate each other. It kicks off. I remember watching the whole pre-match stuff, and Ange being like, "Yeah, we just got to get in there quick and make them uncomfortable." And then 10 minutes in the game,
we even believe that anymore.
Goodness gracious me, they really did get started and make us uncomfortable, didn't they? Oh goodness me. That was interesting. Because I won't lie, at 2-0 down, I had to stop.
2-0 went Cucurella. Let's give him some credit.
The footwear man,
his lovely white boots.
Yeah, the little
his lovely white boots that he couldn't stand up in. I mean,
a little mistake there.
Absolute nightmare he's had with the old costume department. Yes, not ideal. So at 2-0 down, I did have some prior engagements to do, so I had to stop watching. I thought I was kind of like, oh god, when I was thinking like it's going so well, here it comes. Oh god. And then I remember tuning back in and it being Chelsea 4, Tottenham 2, and I just thought, oh my god, like
what's
oh
happened?
my god,
Yeah.
like I just feel like for the first time in a good few years, it actually feels like I have some faith in this team that they will actually get. No, I know.
No,
I'm not doing it. Yeah, no, warning light. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting invested. It's not worth it. I know it's not. But I deserve that.
No, you
but
don't.
If anything, this Chelsea team can score goals. I mean,
Here you go, Matty. This is for you.
Put that on. You got to put this on.
Man. Yeah, no, I'm ready to get hurt again. I know I've brought that a bit earlier.
Amen. Cue the depression.
But I mean, with the top scorers in the entire league, this team can score goals, and sometimes our defense is looking interesting. Like, I know our centre back pairing for this game was a bit weird. Like, Benoit Badiashile was sitting in the league for the first time in God knows how long. He's been playing been playing our European games, but he's not been sitting in the league in a hot minute. And
I'm not sure you'll see him again after.
Probably not. But I don't really trust the defense, and I don't overly trust our goalkeeping situation, even though we've got about 7 goalkeepers on the books. But
just play them all. Maybe that's the way to do it. Just play all your goalkeepers,
team full of
Palmer and Jackson. That's all you need.
Pretty much. I think, actually, to be fair, he's one of the people I would love to talk about in this Chelsea team, because I know last year Nicholas Jackson got a lot of stick for not being clinical, and absolutely valid. He was incredibly wasteful with a lot of chances this season, last season rather. But he's been markedly improved, which probably isn't hard. Like I said, he was very wasteful last season.
Yeah.
I think Enzo Fernandez has really stepped up his game as well. He's
ever since that whole scandal,
Yes, quite. But he's starting to look good. I think Caicedo has always looked pretty good for us, but he's really starting to look at home now in this team.
For sure.
To be honest, I think the best signing that Chelsea have done, and I hate it, I think it's Jadon Sancho. I think they've unlocked.
I'm so glad you said it. I was going to say it, but Matty, I remember you didn't like that.
Yeah, you didn't like that signing. You were like, Sancho, where does he fit in with the 68 others that we've got? Which is fair.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is I have nothing against Jadon Sancho. It's like I quite like João Felix as a player, but
for sure,
I just feel like we were just signing all of these forwards. I'm like, this is stupid. But it does seem like he quite naturally fits into this team, and he's doing well. That's what I was worried about. It was just going to be another one of those. Oh, we've done it because why not? Like that was what a lot of our moves felt like in the last sort of 2 years. But no, I mean, fair play to him. Sancho is playing really good football, and he has fit into this team. I mean, like I said, I'm not getting invested again because I know as soon as I do, it'll all go wrong. But I think right now, Chelsea are in a good moment, and to be outright second in the league, if you
enjoy it though, enjoy it because this team has come a long way and spent billions of dollars on this freaking team. So to be fair, like it was going to hit eventually. Something was going to hit.
The roulette wheel had to land on the right
after
number.
The whole Russian thing, something was going to hit after that.
They are on a
they're young. All of them are young. They're under 30.
I do wonder whether or not the defensive injuries for Tottenham made a big issue there because they lost both of their centre halves who were coming back from injury and then went out again, and that did change the game a little bit. So
absolutely worth talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about thin squads and stuff. Tottenham are struggling with injuries.
Oh, for sure,
big time. I mean, that's the first game Van de Ven has played for a long time.
For like a season and a half or something, and he's
I mean, they lost
again.
Romero after like 20 minutes as well.
Yep.
They are thin like especially at the back as well. They are thin on squad right now.
Yeah. And that's on Sancho. There was rubbish at Man United. He's actually a good player. If you're a good player, don't go anywhere in Manchester.
I mean,
look what he did at Dortmund, though. He had a bounce back season with that loan at Dortmund. He just needed a fresh start, and they didn't.
Just needed to get out of Manchester.
But also, he
Cole
was
Palmer.
a terrible kid. He was a terrible attitude at Man United as well. Like it's just that culture. Once you get out of that culture, it's up to the player now. It's up to the player now, and he took advantage of the opportunities.
It's a good thing going to Germany, as you say, because I think he was coddled at Man United. He was like, "You're going to be the next big thing," and whatever else. And went to Dortmund was just to pay another player.
He was a little
he played up to that, but
yeah, it was a little bit of both, I think.
So the table looks interesting now. Looking at it, obviously Liverpool still sitting pretty at the top, with a game in hand, 4 points clear of Chelsea.
All right,
about as well as a weekend where you've not played a game could have gone. To be fair,
right.
I think it could have been better if Chelsea didn't beat Tottenham. That would have made it perfect.
That would have been interesting
because everybody got to draw, nobody gets any closer, and we've still an extra game in hand.
I will say one thing about my game at the end. It didn't live up to the hype.
No,
it was crap all the way around. It was cool seeing my players score and be happy again. I love that about it. The balls on Bowen, I mean the balls on Paquetá again. But overall, I'm still not satisfied. Maybe it jump starts us, maybe it doesn't. I'm with Matty. I'm not gonna get sucked in. Now there's former coaches coming out of nowhere that want to come back if Lopetegui's not there. Moyes and Bilic, they want to maybe come back. Overall, I don't know. But I hope Antonio gets better soon for him and for the fans. For the fans, it looks like he just squeezed that out of a broken leg, though. Just a broken leg. Unfortunately, though, Antonio does have a history with these types of things, and maybe this one is the one that gets his head back on straight.
Take a bit longer, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I hope.
I haven't read too much about what happened, but if he was out driving whilst in the middle of a storm over here, he's kind of asking for a bit of trouble. People were told to stay indoors. It was bad winds.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm looking forward to next week to see what happens. But overall, Lopetegui lives another day, and we'll find out in a few hours if O'Neill is.
Yeah, no news. No
Matty,
news is good news right now.
Matty, what do you think overall?
What, the whole Wolves West Ham who's getting sacked in the morning job?
Well, or just the game in general, whole game in general, and Gary too when you get a chance.
Yeah, I mean it.
Matty talking.
I feel like it did kind of. I don't know. I guess it kind of lived up to itself in a sense. Like it felt very, it did feel quite cagey, right? Like this felt like two teams that really didn't want to lose, and it maybe felt more like that than either of them thinking we're going to just out and out win this. It felt more like, okay, we do really need the win, but what we really don't need is to lose. Like we really don't need that.
Right.
So yeah, I mean it's a good result for West Ham, but like you said, is that a good result in the grand scheme of things? If that keeps Lopetegui in the job, but he's not the guy long term, you know, does that end up being a positive? I think I do think Gary O'Neill's a weird situation because I think he's a great manager, but also
but
I am not
for this
great.
team. Not for this team though.
He's a great championship manager.
I don't know if this is the situation for him exactly.
No,
I think he was in a good situation at Bournemouth. Obviously, they moved on from him. Whether that was the correct decision or not, I mean, they're doing fine now. Oh damn!
What happened?
Can we just this while we're talking about news and we kind of have to talk about this.
What happened?
So you might have missed it.
If you're not seeing the video,
there was a video circulating on social media of Premier League official David Coates, who is a referee, being somewhat, let's say he was filmed in a compromising, I wouldn't say position, but he was obviously under the influence, should we say, right? Someone being under the influence by a friend of his, obviously, talking rather disparagingly about Liverpool. He said he hated Liverpool. He would never give Liverpool the results, etc., etc. He hated Jurgen Klopp. They were all.
It's about time. It's about damn time.
Absolutely.
No, I'm serious. I seriously think these refs are corrupted, and I think you just got to follow the money trail, and I hope it changes. I don't like any ref right now in the Premier League. I really don't.
No, and it is a concern that they have such pressure and such power over the games, especially when they can make shocking. And what's interesting, when the story broke and this video appeared of Coot, obviously all the Liverpool fans went back and went, hang on, he was the referee, he was the VAR guy on some of these calls which were contentious, shall we say. And it's like, and then this comes out and you think, so Liverpool maybe could have actually won 2 of those titles that City won based on some of the decisions that this guy may or may not have made whilst he was refereeing. So it's really, it'd be interesting.
It's alarming. It's alarming, guys.
Very worrying that, you know, yes, everyone says that it's supposed to be impartial when we know that referees have their favourite teams and surely the PGMO, they know which teams are favourites and whatever else. So there should be some coverage on this, but this one's got some legs. This story's got some depth to it because it's not just, as Peaches says, one guy off his absolute face telling his mates he hates one team. It's just that it's the knock-on effect of if he hates the team that much and has such a grievance, has there been some form of, you know, illegality, or has he made decisions based on personal feelings rather than actual, you know, the VAR? I think one of the Sadio Mane offside goals, there's lots of things where, you know, they were really bad decisions and you're like, how has that been given as offside? Maybe now we know. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up because I thought it was worth talking about.
I feel like it's a bit of a weird one because I weirdly don't. I'm trying to think how to word this without sounding really bad. I am not overly against him saying that he doesn't like Jurgen Klopp. Like, for the record, I like Jurgen Klopp. I thought he was.
I love Jurgen Klopp. Yeah,
but to be fair, referees do get battered with some absolute tosh by, you know, managers, fans, whatever. Like, referees get a lot thrown at them, and you know, we've all been to the workplace and had that person we don't like, and you know, you've been like, do you know, I think you're right, tit. Sometimes, you know, like we've all said that about people. So I'm not inherently against that. Yes, if you said more stuff like I'm actively doing this against a club, that's big bad. Okay, you can't say that, right? Like, obviously that crosses a line. And obviously the the video of him being mildly compromised, is not good. But yes, I think there are levels.
Go look it up. I won't put Peach's comment up on screen because there are some choice words in it. But yeah, the video is not a good look. The wording used is bad, and it's as everyone's entitled to an opinion and the feelings of personal whatevers. But when you're in a position like he was in, that's the red flag of how vitriolic he is in that video. And let's say he's definitely speaking the truth because his inhibitions are definitely reduced. So what he is saying is how he really feels. He's not putting any PR spin on that. So that's what's worrying, is how has that affected any of his decisions?
Sure.
But anyway, a nice little fun news story just to throw in right at the end. We're almost like we're a topical, serious show, which is worrying. We should really stop doing that.
No, never.
Never.
We're the king of the mayhems, man.
That's what we are, man. That's what we are. It's great to have you boys back. Gee, I'm sorry you didn't make it to Miami. Sorry you kind of caught the flu or whatever it was.
We're gonna preview the next games or no?
Oh, are we gonna run through the next games? An hour gone. Let's go into it. Shall we have a quick look?
Oh, go on. Let's slap.
Go
on.
on.
Let's do it.
Go on. Let's bring them up. Let's bring them up. Go on. It's not like we need to go to sleep. It's only midnight over here.
It's just midnight. Who cares? Go to bed at 1. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We're staying up for watching the Disney stuff on Monday Night Football anyway, right? Right, here we go. Saturday.
Sure, I guess.
Arsenal v Everton. Arsenal.
Oh, wait a minute.
That, right?
Really? No, I'm kidding.
Really?
Really?
Oh, really?
All right, what's the score? Come on.
3-0 Everton.
3-0 Everton?
Oh, shit. No,
that's just for DJ.
Listen,
DJ
it's gonna be 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, it'll be 2-0 Arsenal. It'll be a standard, Arsenal at home. Saka and Odegaard will probably run the show. Everton will huff and puff, but not have much way of getting anything on that, and Arsenal will run out easy 2-0 winners.
Bro, where are you at with these games? I can't even see some of these.
So even Peaches has come in with a 2-0 Arsenal. Look at that.
There you go.
No, 1-1. I think they're going to draw it. Sean Dyche's going to pull out some proper Brexit football and get some result.
Maddie, I miss you, dude. I'm just
Brexit football.
There we go. That's
so awesome.
That's got to be the name of the podcast.
Just some F1 shit. Just some F1 shit.
There's got to be one stupid prediction every round of pictures. That's get it out early doors.
Liverpool, Fulham. Tough game, Liverpool. This one. This is as we've talked about Fulham before. Never easy.
No,
it is at home.
I think the fact
2-1 Liverpool.
Is going to help
2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah,
it'll be a tough game, but being at Anfield will just be enough to get us over the line. As you say, we'll win by the odd goal.
All right. Let's go, Leicester. Let's go, Leicester. 1-0. 1-0 Leicester. Book it.
The thing is, with the way Newcastle are up and down and, draw against us, lose against Brentford really badly, I can't rule out Leicester doing
I could definitely see it happening. Yeah, I don't hate
snatch and grab of, backs to the wall, counter-attacking football. Vardy, 89th minute, gets one over the top, runs on, scores, because that's what Vardy does. I can see it happening. I can absolutely see it happening.
1-0. Book it.
Sure, why not? I'll go with that.
Peaches, on the other hand, completely disagrees with you because she's managed to do that all the way through the show. Away the lads. Geordie's a battering them. So it's either going to be 1-0 Leicester or 4-0 Newcastle.
Okay, here we go.
Wolves. Managerless Wolves, should we say, at this point?
No, Ipswich 1-0. Book it. Let's go.
Ipswich,
1-0.
Ipswich beating the managerless Wolves.
Come on, Matty.
Yeah, we'll ride or die with the Tractor Boys.
Let's go. Let's go. The Tractor.
Yeah. Tractor Boys. Tractor Boys get an away win, probably 2-1. Wolves probably managed to get another awful decision when they should be They should be 2-0 up, but they suddenly.
Yeah, I feel like you just know. However Wolves lose a game, it will be in heartbreaking fashion. There is no other way they lose a game. It's always something that is
last
just
kick of the game,
destroying.
something destroying. Absolutely. So I see Ipswich taking this one.
All right, Forest.
As I say,
Forest 2-0. 2-0 over Villa.
Up the Forest.
2-0.
Yeah,
Forest
as we
over.
said, Villa have not been good.
They're in a bit of a moment right now. It's not,
bit of a moment.
Not ideal.
They're
not playing midweek though, are they?
No.
I do not believe so.
Are they playing midweek?
Champions League this week, isn't it? They are. They are playing. They are playing RB Leipzig.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine.
But yeah, I feel like the way their season seems to be going, they'll turn up for that and play Leipzig.
They'll turn up for the Leipzig game.
Listen,
and then
I'm a great cheerleader, guys. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right.
I think Forest have got this perfect time. Yep. As Peaches says, perfect time to play Villa. Therefore, Villa win. Yeah.
Oh, come on!
Come on! I'm going to Forest 2-1. Chris Woods, big header in the corner, sneaks it, gets the 3 points.
Okay, this game tied 1-1.
1-1. Yep.
1-1.
Palace doing Palace things.
Yep. Brighton and Palace 1-1.
Yeah.
This is that weird game that's like somehow a derby, but not really.
Yeah, because I don't know how that's classed as a derby. It's like South London and Brighton are 60 miles apart, but it's a derby. No.
Yeah,
they don't like these teams. Do not like each other. No, they do not like each other.
They don't.
Speaking of teams that don't like each other.
Okay, Matty, stay with me. Stay with me, Matty. Matty.
Whoa! Where is this going?
Okay, come on. 1-0 United.
Oh, Matchy.
Stay with me. This is the game. This is the game.
Is this Amarin takes down Pep?
This is the game.
Oh,
this is Garnacho. Garnacho scores a screamer. Screamer.
Another Garnacho special overhead kick from the edge of the box.
Maybe. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it, but I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that just yet.
I got 1-1 draw. I see a 1-1
draw. Been pretty bad.
That was my first. Okay, so guys, that was like my first thing I was gonna say, but I wanted to get spicy, so I'm going 1-0.
I feel like that's what I'm thinking. More inclined with a 1-1 draw.
Oh damn, City 3-1 Peaches.
Wow, Peaches just bringing the heat.
That's a lot of faith in a City team that I genuinely think are a bit terrible right now.
It's okay. I respect it. I respect it. We respect.
We love it.
I do, but I mean, San Marino won more games in the month of in the last month than Manchester City have. So...
What a stat! What a stat! Love it.
God, that's awful.
That is. And now the West London derby. Well, is this new
Chelsea,
West London? Chelsea.
Brentford? Oh yeah, this is this is the cream and jam. This is the strawberries and cream derby.
This is a 2-2 tie, fellas.
Oh, if it was at Brentford, I would say yes. But
yeah, I think at Stamford Bridge we get it done. Eh?
I think Chelsea get it done.
No.
Just.
2-2 tie. 2-2 tie. Let's go.
The thing is, I feel like both could be true. Like, don't get me wrong. If it was 2-2, I wouldn't bat an eyelid to be like, yeah, fair. Like
that's not a derby.
Could be doable. Yeah, I feel like
it's not a derby yet. I think you're right there, Peaches. I think it's not.
Give it another year. Give it another year.
Yeah.
I think give it another year.
Location-wise, it is, but it's not. As
I was
going to
say, I feel like any two clubs that are just remotely in London are just seen as a derby.
I know. It's so annoying, to be fair.
It's not like they have 6 of them, right? Just stop being so greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Stop building over there.
Southampton, Tottenham. This is where this Southampton getting a win, right? To right the ship and close it up at the bottom of the league, right? Southampton beat Tottenham.
Tis the history of the Tottenham.
They've been giving their first wins to those bottom of the table.
0-0. 0-0 tie.
Well, even that's a shocker, right? Even that's shocking.
I know. But that's how I feel. And it sounds dumb.
Not that Peaches is bitter about Chelsea.
Love that.
Not that Peaches is not bitter about the penalties.
Not in the slightest.
Not all Panenkas, do you reckon, Peaches?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's a top. I mean, to be honest, everything screams to me that's a Tottenham win.
Yeah, I would love to come out with a belter of a prediction again, but I think Tottenham get that done.
0-0 tie.
I don't.
0-0 tie.
Because I think
if
like
it's 0-0,
Tottenham
that's a
need
belter of
it.
a prediction.
Tottenham
need it
need
desperately.
it.
Southampton need it, but Southampton need lots more than just one win against Tottenham. They need a lot of help. But a win against Tottenhm, what a fill up that would be. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it would
squeaky
be.
win somehow. Yeah.
And
then Lopetegui. Well, it's Monday night, right? Again, Monday night again. You guys play well on a Monday night.
I love it. I love it. Keep going. Enjoy
trip
the
down
weekend.
to the south.
Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the weekend.
Watch the football, and then show up on Monday.
And just have your mood ruined on a Monday. Yeah, it's nice.
Little trip down to the coast and go catch up with Harry Redknapp down there. You know, your old manager, and turn over Bournemouth. You reckon?
All right, listen. This is gonna be a 2-2 tie.
No.
I mean, listen. We do good, they do bad. We do good, then do bad. It's. I don't know what to predict anymore. It's like Forest. It's like Forest. You know, I don't know what with Peach's team. I don't know. I don't want to predict anymore.
No, I say West Ham turn up there, get it done. 2-1.
2-1. That's a good one. I like that. I still say 2-2. Matty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Matty?
Bournemouth are
Matty.
Matty.
You rode with me for
hot take.
Tone, your little tone.
No, I just think Bournemouth are a sneaky good team.
They are flying eighth in the league, as you said. You know
that's ridiculous, absolutely silly. What a little old Bournemouth doing up there. What a nightmare of a team.
It's because the referee rigged, and they rigged this, so probably
they haven't built a bigger stadium just because they're paying off refs. Yeah, got it. That's how
hey, you
that's
never
where the money's
know.
gone.
Anything could
That's
happen.
where the money's gone.
That's how they
paying
get
the refs coke habit.
Do you know what the BBC is?
Whoa, too soon, Gary. Too soon.
Too soon. Okay.
Too soon. Man's lost his job, Gary. Too soon.
Family man, he's got a job.
Man, damn. How do I even follow that? Jesus Christ.
You can't pick that one up from there.
No, I can't. Yeah. Sure. Let's go. West Ham 2, Bournemouth 1. Why not? Sure.
Right.
First show back.
He got on board.
Come on.
He got on board. He got on board in the end.
It's cool. And if I'm wrong, I don't care.
I've bought my ticket. I'm on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Taking
go.
a ride. There we go. That was the Let's Let the Mayhem Begin. And that was awesome. And that was
some mayhem did certainly begin.
Mayhem. That was certainly mayhem.
Space Jam and all, baby.
Everything was involved.
Batman creeping in the background.
There we go,
Batman creeping in the
Space Jam was back. Yeah, the target bag.
Yeah.
I mean, Brexit football.
It
all happened.
Where else do you get this kind of
what other show do you get this? Tom, DJ in the chat. Peaches, we love you. Thank you so much for chatting in there.
Tom, thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it all.
We love you.
You guys have a great week. Love you, boys. Lovely to see you again.
Love you guys.
So we'll speak next week. Take it easy. This has been Let the Mayhem Begin on Sports Mag. Bye for now.
Bye.
Whatever.